said, I would like to introduce my Danielle, Miss Geeks Get Glam. She is our Director of Education for Alkali Beauty, and she is here to show you guys how she does some rainbow roots with Alkali Beauty products. So Danielle, do your thing, girl.
All right there. Hey there, guys and gals and non-binary pals. Hello from Austin, Texas. I'm Danielle. I am the Director of Education for Alkali Beauty, and I am real pumped about this. I am a rainbow kind of gal. It is my favorite thing to do, and I just want to show you guys an easy way to kind of achieve some rainbowy goodness. So I'm going to do what I kind of call my rainbow mane. So I actually learned this at a class. My friend Josh, I got to assist him, and he did these like magical rainbow roots, but he did it all as like a bubble technique, which works really well if you're doing pastels. Most of my clients can't get light enough to be a pastel. So I had to kind of come up with a way to do something and make it so it would work for if someone came in and they're dark like me. So you need to go a little bit deeper or so. I've got my lovely salon manager, Savannah, as my model today, which that's rule number one, take care of your front desk people because they're who's going to be booking you, and they need to look fly as hell because that is your walking advertisement.
Absolutely.
She's clearly ready for that. So I'm going to just run down what I did to prep her, and then we're going to get into all this goodness. So first things first is I actually went in and I lightened her. She's actually about a level 6. So I actually went in and we have our Unicorn Lightning Blonding Powder. It is creamy unicorn goodness. It is blue based, so it actually helps if you have some warmth or underlying pigments. It helps to kind of even those guys out. So I did 15 volume in front, 20 volume in the back. You typically don't want to do higher than 20 volume because it is a powerful lift.
Yes.
This lift up to 9 levels and it's magical. So I think we processed her about 20 minutes, rinsed her, shampooed with Extend, and then I went in and I pre-toned with Bay. Why I like to go in with Bay, because we're blonde and extra, thing one. That is our purple shampoo, so it helps if we have a lot of warmth, underlying pigment that's still there, any little stubborn guys. I just like to start off with a clean canvas because we're creating rainbows, and rainbows need to have something nice and even and ready to roll. So did that. What I also want to say too is when I did her lightning service, I prepped her with Foreplay. This is my Jesus product. This is meant to prime. It is meant to protect. This is going to do all of the things. So I really wanted to even out her porosity. So I sprayed this very liberally through her hair. Once we were done with her lightning service, that's when I went in kapow, with my unicorn milk. This is going to be my restorative therapy. I like to use this post-lightning because it's got CBD in it, which has vitamin E, it has collagen in it, it has omega acids, so it actually helps to kind of soothe the scalp. So now she didn't have any issues with it. She was like, I don't even feel anything on my scalp, which thing one, amazing. But this is just kind of nice that it can kind of do to soothe the scalp, but it also kind of reduces swelling in the cuticle. And also, she's a curly girl, so we needed to put some moisture in there somewhere, especially because we didn't condition her.
Yes, you learned something.
Hell yeah, I did. Girl, I hope everyone in here watched Nicole yesterday because she was slaying the curly game, and I was like, oh, my model is a curly girl. We are ready for this business.
Yes.
Awesome. So I actually have Savannah. She is sectioned. So what I like to do is I start with the eyebrow, and that's usually my guide for creating this nice little mohawk section. So, oh, we did not give ourselves a lot of room here. Good job, Danielle. This is why we can't have nice things. So I've got this all sectioned. We have her sides sectioned off. Brought everything back. Pow. So these are going to be all of our sections. I like to start with the sides. I already have one side completed because we only have so much time today. Ta-da! My manager's on a pedestal and I love it. She tolerates me very well. So the thing with this, I have her all sectioned out. I've got about 6 colors here. So I've got purple, pink, orange, yellow, green, and a turquoise. because those are pretty much my nice little combo for doing rainbows. You can do straight up Roy Bib. You can come up with any color combo you want. I feel like about 3 to 6 colors is a good way to go in and make this happen. What I also do with my color, so I have VIP. This is also one of my most favorite things because it's incredibly versatile. So this is our Meadow Foam Seed Oil. I've never had someone come into the salon and be like, wow, I'm over conditioned. So I like to treat everything like a luxury because this is a luxury service. So when I'm doing my color, I mix just a couple of pumps into each one. I already added a whole bunch in. Thing one, because it's going to add some additional conditioning. And thing two, depending on the Vivid that I'm using today, I have Oligo Pro. This is kind of thick like pudding. So adding a little bit of that serum into here kind of gives me a little bit of a better consistency. Blah, blah, blah. Looking good.
I like it.
I'm a fan of this. So I've got all of this sectioned and we're ready to roll. So what I'm actually going to do, we're starting with her side. I'm going to start with the bottom and work my way up. Why I do this is because when I try doing things the first time around, I would start with the front and over direct everything and bring myself to the back, and then I have no room for the sides. And I just made everything too hard for myself. And then also too, while she's processing, she couldn't see anything. So if you're sitting in here for 35, 40 minutes and you've got foils flopped in your face, that is torture.
Yeah.
Not fun. And this is the way that I can kind of keep myself a little bit neater, because as much as I try really hard to be nice and neat, I end up a slob kebab by the middle of the service. It does not matter what I do, and I try real hard. So I'm going to start. This is about a 1/2 inch subsection that I've got going on. She's already nice and light, and she's actually someone that I've already done rainbows in, so I'm kind of following the pattern that I have. Now, when this is someone that I'm reapplying it to, I don't mind if some of the colors get a little bit mixed in and it's like, oh, there's a little bit of purple, but this is the pink section, or there's this. Because either way, they still kind of blend together, and I kind of feel like it gets a little more prismy. And prisms equals unicorns equal happiness. So I am here for that.
Yes.
I've got my first section. I'm going to lift up. I'm just going to outline this a wee bit. And I'm going to take my foils, which I had to get rainbow ones because...
Danielle, can you scoot us just a little bit closer?
Let me see. Is that a little better? Question mark?
You're just a little far away.
Let's see if I can...
Yeah, that's better. Have her turn her head. There you go.
Cool.
You're good.
Like, there's only so much we can do with the MacBook.
No worries.
So I'm just going in, getting this section nice and saturated. I'm going to lift up my foil. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to slap that on there. Like, I've got a good amount of product. I'm going to saturate this bee.
Get it, girl.
Get it, girl. And then I'm just kind of dragging it down. Now, so I said, Savannah's a curly girl, so I like to go bold with this. If you have someone with that's like me, where you have stick straight hair and maybe you're not wearing a lot of texture, you don't have to go as thick. You don't have to drag it down quite as much. The world is really your oyster with stuff like this. So you can kind of get free to do whatever. I do try to take my brush and just kind of be a little bit neat and just kind of blend it a little. You can even do kind of like with balayage. Like if you have a dry brush, you can go in and brush it down a little bit. So I'm gonna take another foil, I'm gonna slap that girl on there. We're gonna move on to our next color. Cool. So now we're gonna take some pink. And honestly, like, can we talk about that pink for a second?
Yes, look at that.
Cute. I'm here for that. The other reason I really like having the foils is, I don't know if you guys do a lot of vivids and if you do a lot with lots of colors. The thing that I notice that takes the most time for me is that I have to wipe my hands in between every single section that I do, so I'm not getting color all over. So this kind of eliminates that for me. I'm not constantly like, hold on, let me stop, need more. So this gives me a little bit more time and I can bang this out, which is pretty awesome. Going back in, cool beans, go for some orange. Orange, you glad? You got some orange today. And I'm just going in. Everything is pretty much that horizontal subsection. And we are here for this. You are going to be so much more rainbowy the longer I work here. You're a redhead up until the quarantine.
That's true.
And actually, so this is one of the reasons why I like doing stuff like this. So how many of you guys have had color corrections coming in since that wonderful shutdown? Because I know I have. And I also know one more me for silver, I'm going to strangle them. Because, homie, you have box dye in there. That is not a thing.
Oh, yeah.
I've been getting a lot of people that are either dark like me or they were like, I put box dye in my hair and I want to be a vivid. And I do a strand test and I go, the strand test determined that is a lie. This is not going to budge. But you know what you can do? You can do the roots. And it's
there you go.
A really cool rainbow look for someone who maybe you can't go in and lighten their whole head or be as aggressive as you'd like to be. It's kind of a good way to do that. And honestly, that's kind of how we started doing your rainbow, because someone bleached their own hair.
Yeah.
I'm just going to glare a little bit and we'll talk about it later. Yeah. She gets the cone of shame, to say the least. Yeah. Get these little baby guys in there.
Danielle, I think it's a really great idea. Like you said, lifting out those roots, you still get to have a little bit of fun while you work on getting that box color out of there.
Oh, heck yeah. And yeah, like I said, so she's a curly girl, and I know you yesterday were all about your curly girl life, and it was fabulous. But can you imagine having someone with fine curly hair coming in that's like, I bleached my hair, it was red, it's kind of pink, she bleached it twice. And then it's like,
very impatient.
You try, you know what, I'm proud of you. But you held it for 3 weeks. But that's what's been happening. And then you have someone with curly hair and you're like, if I touch this, your hair is going to just go kapow.
Yeah.
And
so you're doing it the safe way.
This is absolutely the safe way. And it's a good compromise. It's also good for people that are like, you know, I kind of want to try a vivid, but I'm not quite sure. Because there's a lot of different ways you can do it. You can do just the sides. You could do just the top. Like you can really do whatever you want. So now we've got that done. And that's pretty quick to apply, yeah? Like,
yeah.
I ain't mad at that. So now we're going to work on the back. And I'm going to do the same thing. So we're going to go from the back and work our way up. So I'm going to get into this nape. And sometimes too, like I've done this where I'll go around the perimeter and I'll extend the color all the way down. Like you can do that and have like a full rainbow if you want it and then just do rainbow roots. Like there's a lot of ways you can really customize this. And I think that that's super good because that's kind of what we're in the business of, is creating rainbow customizations.
Absolutely.
All right, I'm gonna slap this foil on here, grab my purple, and get all up on this business. And I apologize if my fat head is getting in the way.
No, it's good. We can see.
Yeah, it's not a fat head, it's volume.
Okay.
Your girl threw some plump in there and actually blew it out. So I did it all for you.
Yes.
Did it all for you. Cool.
I'm here for the volume, Danielle.
I know you are. You are about that life. So while I'm kind of working up the head and following this pattern, if anybody has questions, comments, concerns, feel free to shout them out because Nick is going to be fielding them my way.
Yeah, we have some of our inner circle in here. Jess, Crystal, and Michelle are all here.
Oh, yes! Hi, friends!
They all say hello.
Oh, yay! That's like the awesome thing. I'm like, we're just a whole family up in here.
Love it.
Also,
So while we're talking about family, can you take a second and talk about what's coming up soon?
oh, you betcha. So if you guys follow Alkali Beauty, we are just awesome. We are the all-inclusive people. And we're a company where we celebrate each other. We celebrate each other's artistry. And, you know, we really are just like a hype squad that I feel like our industry needed. And
Absolutely.
what we have going on is we have our Alka Mob, and that's kind of like our really amazing group that we have. And we have auditions coming up for that. So starting Friday the 25th through October 25th, we have auditions. So pretty much what we usually do is just ask you to do a really cool, you could do cut, color, style, use our products, and just tell us why you want to be a part of it. Like, why do you love our products? You know, we're really not doing anything too crazy, and it's nice. It's nice that we have this support system. And also what's been really great about this too is Nicole is fabulous. She's our director of digital education. And she's been the one that's been organizing. Every Monday we do live education on the main page. And a lot of that education is coming from our mob. So we're getting all of these diverse things going on and different types of education. And it's awesome. Like I'm really excited to see who's going to be auditioning and what we've got going on.
Yeah, I'm excited for some new mobsters.
Hells yeah. All right. So she's sick. I'm gonna get in here. Come on, buddy. And also too, so I try to be consistent with my sections. This is not like you do not have to be precious with this. If you wanna go chunky ginger spice, do it. Yeah, chunky ginger spice. I am here for it. If you want to be the baby spice and take really delicate sections, do it. If you want to mix it up, do it. YOLO. This is what we got going on.
Love it. Make it your own, right?
Heck yeah. We're very much YOLO. And of course, we've got our yellow. Because would it be alkali if we didn't have black and yellow happening?
No, it wouldn't.
The other thing that we've got going on is our YouTube is launching this week on Wednesday.
Yes.
And
I'm so pumped.
I'm so pumped because we love education, we love our products, and we just want to do the most that we can to help you guys. Like whatever we can do. And if videos help you, we got you, fam.
So actually our first video that we're going to drop is of Miss Danielle herself. She did a really great video for us on our new lightener, Unicorn Lightning. And it gets really in depth, guys. That's the thing that's going to set our YouTube apart from, our other social media education, is that we have the time to get in depth with it. So if you've been enjoying our lives, the YouTube is going to get really in it. So get ready.
Now, as I'm working up the head, so I'm like past the nape, I'm getting to like the occipital bone. This is getting really wide. So instead of taking my little pre-cut foils, I'm just going to split this lady. And this way I have a little bit, I'm not just trying to slop everything on, I can actually get this properly saturated. The other thing that I was going to say is I learned, no matter what, sometimes you're going to have colors that bleed. Like I know if you're doing dark and light, and there's even using cold water and doing all the things, it's not a whole heck of a lot you can really do with that. So like when I have colors like yellow, I really slob kebab that on. Like I saturate that and I basically glob it on there like a crazy person. But by doing that, it's almost like you're creating a yellow bubble on top of the yellow. So I learned that was one of those things that kind of really helps me out when I'm applying colors like this. But you know what? Even if they do kind of bleed together, it's all rainbow. I try to pick colors that they're going to work with each other. So that's why I did like purple into pink, into orange, into yellow, into gray. So I really try to follow that like rainbow gradient to make sure that as your client is washing their hair from home, it's not going to get like muddy looking. And also too, when I'm putting my foils on, I'm kind of just more placing them on here. I'm not really going super crazy and like smashing this and smearing it on there because I don't want to be taking the color off of that, the hair that we've been working really hard to paint. Oh girl, it is pouring out. So I'm glad that you showed us some curly stuff because I am not blowing this girl's hair out when it is downpouring outside.
No way. Pointless.
For sure.
Get her prepped and send her on her way. So can we talk about that? What's your aftercare? How are you rinsing this out? What are you going to walk us through that?
So when I do my Vivids, I process them for about 35 to 45 minutes. So, and here's where I'm going to get real. If I'm ready for it and life is good, 35 minutes. If I need a snack or you are driving me crazy in the chair, I'm hiding in the back. Like, I'm like, timer went off. Hold that thought. I'm going to set it for another 10. When I am rinsing, I rinse with freezing cold water. If you are not getting brain freeze, you are not doing it right. Mm-hmm. And every client complains, and I don't care. I mean, but that is going to be the way that it prevents bleeding. When you have hot water on, it opens things up, and it's going to allow things to kind of spread and get a little bit runnier. The cold water is really going to keep things like cooled down and in its place. I rinse until the water is just about clear. And then we already shampooed her, all that good stuff. We don't shampoo this out. This is a semi-permanent color. So the more that you're doing things to lather up, it's going to just keep pulling color out. And we just worked really, really hard to put color in. So no, we are not about that life. What I actually really like to do is I like to go in and I take Extend. Now, Extend is going to be our color shampoo. It's and conditioner line. It's great if you have color treated hair, if you have keratin, because it's our sulfate free. I mean, the majority of our products are sulfate free, paraben free, all that good stuff. But this is geared towards your color safe goodness. I like to take the Extend, and she's got really curly hair. I use an ungodly amount of conditioner, and I actually mix a few drops of VIP in.
Love it.
And I've said this before, and I've definitely said it like when I've done some videos. We're being extra by having this color, so I'm going to be extra at the back bar.
Yes.
Add VIP into everything because then it becomes more of a conditioning treatment. I sometimes will do penetrate depending on if I have someone where I'm like, you know what, we did some things to your hair and I feel you need that moisture. What I'm going to do with her as well, once I'm done, and actually sometimes I'll do this too. Before I even put the conditioner on, I actually spray unicorn milk onto the hair and kind of add that, and I'll emulsify that through, and then I put the Extend or Penetrate on top. It just adds
like that idea.
It's like a bit of an extra conditioning thing. I actually got that idea from Sarah, who is one of the owners, because she said with her curly girls, like her and her daughter have curly hair, and she actually does a pre-poop. So she'll do the unicorn milk and and then wait, and then she washes with Extend. And I was like,
on that scalp. Yeah.
Really,
that was a great tip.
That was like one of my favorite things I feel like I learned. What I also do, and again, if anybody wants this info, you can feel free to DM me. I am someone that I'm very much about that liability factor, and I have at-home care sheets on my website, as well as I send them to people when they're doing a consultation. And I say, this is how long you can expect a visit to last for. These are the things I expect you to do, and these are the products that you need to do to take care of your hair with. So when I have my take-home sheets that I give everyone, I say, I'm like, you need to be using Alkali Extend shampoo and conditioner, or I can't guarantee the life of your hair. My leave-in, I tell everyone pretty much unicorn milk because it's going to be that additional conditioning, especially if you're someone that's pretty light and you're going to need a little bit of extra moisture and care. And then my other favorite thing that I really like to recommend to people is Fresh. our dry shampoo. Because if you're a Vivid, and I tell every single one of my clients this, even if they've come and sat in my chair 17 times, I repeat myself over and over again. And I say, do not wash your hair for at least 48 to 72 hours. And you at home need to be washing with cool water. If you're someone that has finer hair, dry shampoo is your Jesus. Jesus. We want that. It can help to absorb those extra bits of oil. And what's really nice about the Fresh, I have dark hair. You can't see it. I have no residue or buildup, and it's aloe based, so it's going to be really soothing. So if you did do some things and you were being real aggressive to someone, or you have someone that you just are like, hey, you need a little love, aloe, it's going to be the nice thing for your scalp.
So it's soothing while it's sucking up the oils.
Oh, heck yeah.
Love it.
Because Lord knows I'm not soothing, so we needed something. Amazing. Oh, we're working our way up this scalpity scalp. I'm also someone, and I don't know if everybody else is like this, I have to have like 20 million clips going on. I half the time put them on my watch. Because sometimes too, a little hair might get in the way and you're just like, and you've got color all over. So I just like to always have things within reach just to get things organized. I try so hard to be organized.
You are very organized.
I try, man. I do it all for you.
Should we tell them all about all your spreadsheets, you crazy organizational girl?
I mean, so because I am the director of education, I am the person that sits there and writes up all of the product knowledge. And I make Excel spreadsheets, and I get wild with it. So if anybody ever needs information, I can send you whatever you want. You want to know about unicorn lighting? I got you, fam. You want to know more about foreplay? Heck yeah, I got you. We got this.
We have so much information. So we have a couple questions, Danielle. Michelle is asking, how long does it take to do a whole head, and what do you charge? I'm always scared of charging too much.
Okay, so that's awesome. So, I mean, what have we been doing? This has been a good, 20-something minutes, and I'm already almost done. And I think, usually I want to say this takes me, if I'm doing just the roots, 25 to 45 minutes. When I do a Vivid, I really try to take my time because you need to make sure everything's being properly saturated. And sometimes I'm doing a lot of different placements. I come up with a lot of crazy ways to slap color on someone's head. So, you want to take your time. What I do pricing-wise, before I moved to Texas, I wanted to be everybody's best friend, and I gave everybody a deal, and I was so afraid to charge my worth. And I always undercharged, and I was always like, okay, so you're getting a balayage, and that's going to be this price, and maybe if I add a bowl of lightener, I'm going to add this, and then we're going to do bowls. I would be charging per bowl, and then it's like, well, I didn't need to use a whole bowl, or people would be nitpicking every freaking thing. Oh my God. Homegirl moved to Texas and she ain't got time for that nonsense. I charge hourly. I charge $75 an hour when I do a Vivid or a color corrective service. And that for me, it's my haircut plus $10 for product. Because if I'm not making at least a haircut an hour, what am I doing? What's really nice about that is I'm very upfront about it. No one can really sit there and pull a Karen and be like, no, you said it was going to be this price. Bish! No, I didn't. And that's the thing. I'm trying to protect myself and make sure that I'm getting compensated, because not only is it my time, but I spend a lot of money on products. Charge what you're worth. You got to charge what you're worth. The one thing that I did start doing, especially here, is we charge a deposit for any appointment that's over 2.5 hours long. So people do a $100 deposit, but it comes off of your service. So I think of it as almost like a layaway plan for having fabulous hair. And that way, if someone last minute cancels, at least my products are covered.
I love that. So Katie asked, if someone has tape and extensions, will your product interfere with the tape?
So to be totally honest, I haven't done a whole heck of a lot with tape and extensions. Usually when I've done something and I have extensions, I would actually take the extensions out, color them separate, reapply the tape, and then put them back in. That's kind of how I do things. I mean, for me, I think because this is a conditioning-based product, and typically you don't want conditioners on tape-ins because otherwise it's going to slip and kind of remove a little bit. So I just proceed with caution with that kind of stuff and see what happens. But I'd rather just take the extensions out or do a whole new extension set and call it.
And same idea, you know, if we're using the unicorn milk or the foreplay, again, it's conditioning. So if you're putting that at your root where your tape is, yes, it will loosen it a little bit. So be aware of where you're placing it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, you just always want to be cautious of things like that. But that's also cool to, that's one of the things that's kind of fun is you can get some extensions and do full rainbows on those and then just do a rainbow here, and that would actually be real cool. If someone could do that and then tag me, that would be great.
Show us all the things.
Do all the things.
I love it. Nikita, we can get you the spreadsheets. You can DM Danielle directly on Instagram. She is Geeks Get Glam. And we will send over any info that you want.
Nicole and I share an email. It's alkaleducation@gmail.com. So if you guys need stuff, that's typically the email that you'd be getting things from. So even if you want to shoot me an email, I got you.
Yep. We're always willing to share.
Oh yeah.
So Danielle, we've got about 20 minutes left.
Lit. Well, it's pretty amazing because we're almost done.
I know, you're flying through it.
Yeah, I'm telling you, doing these little foils and, you know, in the words of The Offspring, you got to keep them separated.
Hey.
So we are flying through this. But even you could see if she had longer hair or if I wanted to do full rainbow, this is a pretty easy way to get yourself set up and going. And she's going to look so magical. I actually posted on my page the first time we did your rainbow roots. This is the third time I think we've done this at this point. And every time I feel like it just gets more and more magical. What's also really fun is, and also I keep checking to be what color did I put? So that way I know which color to put over here. If for some reason you mess up a color placement, just roll with it. Be I meant to do that. It's avant-garde. You know, be your own barefoot Contessa. If this was not available, store-bought is fine. Cool. Oh my goodness, we are getting so close to the final countdown.
So how will you go about styling?
So she is definitely getting that curly girl goodness today. It's slightly less downpouring, but it's Texas, so I don't trust it. Where the weather changes every 15 minutes, and it's very confusing. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to actually kind of follow through with what you were sharing yesterday, which was amazing. So while I'm not going to go in and use Midnight because I'm clearly not clarifying or cleansing out anything, she doesn't have any buildup and stuff. We're going to do our extend. I am going to overdose her in unicorn milk with her hair sopping wet. And I actually have a microfiber towel.
Yes.
Which I didn't even realize I had back here until I was oh yeah, that's right, I did do that.
So proud.
Sometimes I don't even know. And I'm going to do that. And then with her hair, I'm going to go in and use some paint. And I'm going to mix a little bit of VIP in there.
You said that was tame in VIP?
Yeah, we're going to cocktail that up. I may actually add just like a quarter-sized amount of big just to add a little bit of extra lift in here.
Ooh, okay.
Just because I like the volume it gets, and because it's lanolin-based, it's creamy. So it doesn't get super crunchy. You don't get like 90s mall rat hair when you
Yes.
It's gonna just be that super nice consistency. And just a little bit, just a dab will do us. And I'm honestly probably gonna put her under the hood dryer so I can clean up the 57 bowls of color that I've used. Because that's my efficient way of using time. Oh my goodness. We've got 2 more sections left. Look at this. Girl.
So exciting.
And it's a little bit different than like the last time I did it. Like usually I would do a little bit more pink in the front or purple. I'm just kind of rotating my pattern because I can. Why not? The world is our oyster unless you're allergic to shellfish, in which case something else. Sometimes, and I'll show you guys as well. Let me get this. We got one more on here. We got one more foil.
Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop. One ring to rule them all. Oh, God, it's happening. Okay. Michelle's probably like, why did we hire her?
Job.
She knew I was a nerd.
She knew what she was getting into with us.
Oh, yeah. She for sure knew that. So, I'm going to just get some of these baby hairs. And when I do that, too, I try and just be very dainty with it, which is funny because I'm the least dainty human being in the world. But I just take what I have left, and I'm just really feathering these guys in here. Because like I said, no matter what, I'm almost always a slop. And I'm trying so hard to not actually touch her face because I know that's the second I'm going to get just a Simba smear of blue.
Oh.
And that happens all the heckin' time. So now we've got this piece done. What did this take us? This was like a half an hour to apply this whole...
I was just going to say that was really quick.
Yeah, this is really nothing crazy. What's actually really great about that, so I told you guys too, I charge hourly. So she's got a process, she's got this. I'm charging hourly to apply this technique, but I'm using less product because I'm only doing her roots. So this is actually something that's going to be incredibly cost effective, but it's going to make you money. I like when I make money because as much as this is something for artistry and stuff, this is also my career. You know, girl's got a wedding to pay for. We got to get that going. What I also like to do, so we know how much I love unicorn milk. I will talk about this and rave about this forever and ever and ever. I'm actually, while she's sitting, I'm just going to spray a little bit on her ends. Because we've got all of the colors covered. I'm just going in and giving her ends a little bit of extra conditioning treatment. Because like I said, you're getting extra, we're going to be extra. And I'm kind of here for that. Let me just shimmy on over my awkward dance moves. Get going. Perfect. So then she pretty much just gets to marinate in here. And this is nice because then I can just pull foils out at the sink. It's going to be really, really easy to kind of take care of. And I was saying too, once I'm done, we've got all of our extend. This stuff smells like happiness. Like this
sure does.
Every time someone has come in and I wash them, they're like, oh my God, what is this? And I'm like, I'm gonna hook you up, fam. And that's kind of the great thing too about when I do a Vivid service. I retail a lot. I actually sell a pretty good amount of retail, I think. And we started carrying Alkali in here, and I think we've reordered unicorn milk like 4 times.
Yep.
I think Darius just ordered 15 more bottles to have on the shelf because
they fly.
And then it's not only that, when you're doing a Vivid, I tell everyone, I cannot guarantee your hair unless you follow these steps. And these are the things you need to do. And if you're not styling your hair, and that's something that I kind of noticed about Austin, is people tend to be a little more casual, or they're just throwing their hair up in a bun. I'm like, you still need shampoo, conditioner, and a leave-in. And that leave-in, like the great thing about the unicorn milk is it does have a little bit of thermal protect. So let's say that's the only styling product you've got. You've got a little extra conditioner. You've got something that's going to help with your frizz, and you've got something that's going to really be a multitasker. And that's the way to kind of sell that, is it's a multitasker. And that's awesome. And shampoo and conditioner, like you're not buying that every single time you come in, maybe every other time. I've even done stuff too where I'm like, if you buy, like people are hesitant because, you know, on average, if I'm spending 4 hours doing this, 4 times 75, what is that, about $300? Some people are here for more. I've had someone sit in my chair for 8 hours. I was real tired after that.
I bet.
But that's a big expense. But again, this is a luxury, not a necessity. Lexus is not going to be selling me something at a Hyundai price. So, hey, and I'm fine with that. But I'll tell someone, I'll be like, you know what? If you buy the shampoo and conditioner, I'll give you 10% off your entire service.
There you go.
And that's kind of like a really good win-win, because then it's like, oh, I can kind of work with that. I've got something, you know, I'm making sure I have my liability insurance for your hair. And
absolutely.
Your hair, what she came in with, that was her fade. When did we do your color? I feel like we did it around like 4th of July.
Yeah.
So it's been a good 2 months. And
awesome.
This is pretty easy peasy. Do we have any other questions, comments, concerns while we let her marinate? We
do not. We've got about 5 more minutes.
Oh, cool. Well, I hope everybody had so much fun with this. I've been having fun just doing digital stuff with you, like teaching and working.
Yay! It's been so fun.
Oh, I actually, thank you. Thing one, this is why we keep her. She's going to be processing for a bit. I actually have, so we lied. I do have a pivot point mannequin that I lightened. This is one of my afters of doing this technique. So I didn't go the traditional rainbow route, but we went more like sunset colors. And you can actually see like, oh, hey, she's got all sorts of stuff going on. So she was someone that we lifted out with our unicorn lightener. And then I just went and I did the exact same pattern, just different colors. So you can get so creative with this. You can have a whole lot of fun.
Absolutely. Tiffany, Tiffany and Rochelle, we will be posting the final pictures. Danielle will snap some either on her page, as I've put in the chat. It's Geeks Get Glam.
Okay.
And you can also check our main page, Alkali Beauty, on Instagram. We'll make sure to post her afters there for you guys.
Oh, for sure. And I also, while we're finishing up, we have Alkali Shears with
yes.
I had a serious treat yourself moment and I decided I needed big girl shears because I only ever used 5.5s and these are 6.25. But I got those. I got another pair of texture shears. You got a razor. Like, we've got a whole lot happening in here. I love these. I'm so excited that I actually have Alkali shears because they're black and yellow.
Aren't they fantastic? They're super sexy.
They are, and they cut like butter.
Oh, yeah. Shark fin shears, what I love about them is that little finger rest.
Yes, because
it's curved.
It's not popping off either, which makes me really happy. And I'm glad you're able to have them too, because you're a lefty. You're a South.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Lefties. Lots of fun.
All right. Well, if we don't have any more questions, I'm a vote we wrap this up so I can actually let her properly process and clean up my insane mess that I've made.
Yeah, we're all set, babe.
All right, awesome. Thank you guys so much for popping on, and I'm really happy to get to digitally meet everyone. And if you have any questions, please reach out to either Alkali Beauty. You can reach out to me. I'm at Geeks Get Glam, or my sister from another mister, Nicole. She's at Master George Colors. But thank you for spending your afternoon with me, and I'll post after photos as soon as I'm done.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys, for attending. We'll see you guys later.
Bye.